Do you have a new period in strategic dialogue between the United States and Greece?
We see the strategic dialogue as a concrete manifestation of the investment that the United States is making in our alliance with Greece, our recognition of a particularly favorable moment in U.S.-Greece relations, but also the important geopolitical dynamic around Greece right now. The fact that we have a variety of challenges arising from the Eastern Mediterranean, in terms of migration, in terms of terrorism, a still unsettled situation in North Africa. So the pillars of the strategic dialogue are designed to reflect all the areas where we're working together. So we have, of course, a very strong agenda on energy issues, reflecting our support for the TAP pipeline, for the IGB. I was glad to see Prime Minister Borisov speak so strongly about IGB in his remarks in Thessaloniki last Thursday. Not well reported, but very important. We have a very full agenda in terms of our regional cooperation, how we work together in the Western Balkans, how we work together in the Eastern Mediterranean, how we work together in the wider Black Sea region. All different arenas of strategic engagement for the United States. We'll have important discussions about our defense and security cooperation, which continues to flourish, including with the recent deployment of several dozen helicopters to Stefanovikio Air Base in central Greece for the wintertime. Of course, there will be discussion about our trade and investment pillar, how we work together in that area, and then very importantly, our law enforcement and counterterrorism agenda. We have very strong cooperation with Hellenic authorities in these areas. We see Greece's role as a counterterrorism partner as especially important because you are the front line of Europe. Europe can only be as secure as Greece is in terms of areas like counterterrorism cooperation, information sharing, the kind of security exercises that we've been conducting recently with the Hellenic Coast Guard, with the Hellenic Police, building capacity so that Greece can be the strong partner that we want it to be. Let me talk just a minute more about the defense relationship, because I think it's really important to recognize the progress that's been made. As I said, the recent arrival of our troops and helicopters in Stefanovikio is an important signal. First of all, it's a signal of confidence in Greece as a NATO ally. I'm told that it was warmly welcomed by the citizens in Volos for the economic benefits that will come from having the American forces temporarily in Greece, and they are here temporarily so that they can continue to exercise and to fly during a time of year when the weather is not so favorable in Northern Europe. But the other thing I would emphasize about all of these rotations, whether it's Stefanovikio or Larissa, or when we'll bring our F-16s back to Andravida next spring, is the opportunities this creates to work with our partners from the Hellenic Armed Forces. And I think that's one aspect that I'm very proud of the progress that's been made in terms of that partnership, the signal that that partnership sends to Greece's neighbors, but also the capacities that it helps us to develop jointly. Because ultimately, that's the essence of our alliance. That's the essence of our relationship. And I think it sends a valuable signal when we have these kind of exercises, these kind of events, like what we did out at Hellenikon a couple of weeks ago, for instance. It demonstrates how we both gain from these collaborations, how both countries' interests are served. So we're going to continue to work on that. And as I said, that's one of the issues that I'm sure will be part of the conversation around the strategic dialogue, because it matters a lot in Washington. Certainly, in my time here, the profile of our engagement at Suda Bay has gone up, and that's been good for perceptions of Greece and perceptions of the value of the U.S.-Greece relationship.